Hi everyone, if you follow me on Twitter or Facebook you'll have heard me yammering on about flip-in hair and it's in at the moment. I haven't styled it, I just put it in because I wanted to kind of do a review video and show you just how I put it in and the whole lot. So it's in at the moment. You'll see a slight variance in the colour. What I usually do is by the way, I usually kind of curl this kind of into my own hair. I never leave it straight because I think it's too obvious that it's hair extensions. If you'd longer hair, like my own hair isn't long enough yet to kind of get away with it, you know, to a straight, I feel. I could be just being paranoid, but I haven't styled it, and the last style that was in it has actually all fallen out, so that's why it looks all weird. But it is a great product, and here it is. Now, the hair colour, there's a slight variance in colour between my own hair and the hair extensions. The reason for that is I went and got colour matched. The shade I am is 1863, which I assume is a 3 tones in it. Then I had to wait a week for it to come in. My mother told me that I needed my highlights done. I forgot that I'd ordered the flip in and got the highlights done, and then it looked a little bit different. So it serves me right, so don't do that. Make sure if you use colour that you have your hair coloured first and then go get a colour check. That seems like a really, you know, obvious thing to do, but yet I didn't do it and I forgot. So I'm going to start by actually taking it out and then putting it back in, so I'll show you. So this is how easy it is to take out. You grab the end and you flip it out, and then you're left with a lovely mess of hair. So I'll just brush that out a little bit. Okay, so the extension itself is on it's one weft, so like, oh, it's on one big weft, and it has a wire. Now, the wire you might think is fragile because these are all the concerns I had. Oh, by the way, I did buy this myself and I went looking for where to buy it and everything. So my concerns were that the wire would snap first of all, and that it wouldn't be strong enough to pull over your head. Okay. My second concern was that you would see this because it's so thick. My third concern was that if I was walking around and I happened to do this or something, that it would flip out. The flip in would actually flip out in the middle of the street. And wouldn't that be mortifying? And that was about it. Those were my concerns. It is human hair, so it can be styled exactly like human hair, and it needs to be washed like human hair as well, but not obviously every time because you tend not to wear it every day. To it was the fact that I didn't have to actually go and clip it all in, and that just, even though I have that down to 10 just because it's a pain. So this idea of flipping it in one piece really appealed to me. By the way, if you're wondering why my finger is pink, I was messing around with pigments, and I can't get it. As you can see, the style from when I had it waved the last time, it kind of is going all slanty at the end, but I'm not going to do a styling video on it. If you want me to do a video on how I style it, just let me know below and I'll do that. I just didn't want to bore everybody. So it's really easy to put in. You go 1 inch from the front of your hairline. I tend to just hold this with my little finger, and then all I do, I'll turn to the side so you can see, all I do is pull this down there. Okay, so it looks gorgeous. You need a tail comb. I've tried to do this with my fingers and it doesn't work. I'll try to explain why. So it doesn't move now, it doesn't flip too much here, but I want to hold it there, and all you do is you go around the whole outside of, just along the line of the extensions, and you basically just flip out all the hair. So I'm going to start here. Now, I do it rough first, and then I go back and I fix all the bits, because you don't have to worry about it coming off once the weight of your hair is over it. Okay, now, it looks giant, but we're going to fix it. Okay, the next bit is really important, and I've made a mess of this a couple of times myself. You have to go back to see the way this is kind of sticking out here. You just have to go back, and after you pull it all out, and make sure, see the way some of my hair here is kind of mashed under. You need to get all of that out. Otherwise, you're left with loopy bits. So I kind of feel like I need a mirror to put this on, because the last time I shoved it in without a mirror, I recorded a video and then I thought it looked fine, and when I went to edit the movie, I noticed that there was this big bit sticking out at the side where I hadn't actually pulled it all the way through. So there it is, kind of through there. I didn't really notice this part at all, but I have actually seen people out and gone, oh, she's wearing a flip-in. Not that I say it, but I kind of think it, because it looks like a hairband, and you kind of can get rid of that by making sure that all the hair is pulled through properly. The wire is invisible also. Okay, so there we go, there it is all the way through, and you just brush it like you do your ordinary hair, and then you can kind of style it into your hair as well. Okay, first of all, I would recommend that when you're getting it in, that they do kind of trim it, okay? And I wouldn't do it myself, and I know there's loads of videos of how to trim hair extensions, but if you're paying good money for a piece of hair, I'd rather pay an extra €20 to a hairdresser who actually deals with these and actually just trims it into your own hair. What she did was she just kind of like added these like little bits in here. I don't know how well you can see them, just to kind of graduate into my hair. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I tend not to wear it straight. Just because when my hair is, if my hair is another inch or two longer, I probably would. A lot of it in here. But I'll leave photos and links and everything, and also I'll leave a link to where I bought mine. I also wouldn't buy this online, absolutely no way, because I don't think you'd ever match it exactly. Mine was €150, and that included the kind of the little cut. As far as my concerns went, it doesn't actually move, which is great. Obviously very important. Can you feel it in your hair, on your head? You can, but I can feel clip-ins also. I can feel these about the same as I can feel. It doesn't flip out. Like, I've often just kind of bunged it back in a ponytail, and it doesn't flip out like just in the street or whatever. So that's good. It doesn't actually move, because the weight of your hair kind of keeps it all in and down, which is excellent. I've also kind of worn hats and pulled hats off, and it hasn't actually disturbed it that much. Just the same it would your ordinary hair. Now, the one thing that bothered me about it, other than the fact that the colour is a little bit different, was this, the actual edge. I'm going to lift this out of the way. The actual edge. See, I haven't done that properly. I'm very bold. Is this actual, see the corner of it, and for some, because I wear my hair part over here, that doesn't happen over here, but it does on this side. Now, it's not that you can see it, because you can't, even like when I kind of mash through, you can't see it. Well, I can't, you can, but I can feel it, and I can't really notice it on this side. Now, what I discovered was if I actually pull this down lower, under the kind, that part that bumps out my head, it's not a problem. And the other thing is that if you add some kind of volume into the top of your own hair, that obviously helps as well, and kind of helps it blend in. So these are the 20 inch called a halo, depending on who's selling it, and a flip in. Also, I mentioned you can actually style this like ordinary hair. I did mention that, but you can actually put it up, the hair up, like in a ponytail. It is kind of like, you definitely do need to back comb the top though, I find personally, because my hair is very thin. But you can actually kind of, you just kind of do this, and then you can do loads of things and style it or whatever. And then to kind of make sure that it kind of slots back into place when you put it down, I just do that, and that's it. So that's it. I hope this was useful. I will leave all the links in the information. So thanks for watching. Also recorded a tutorial on this look. I will leave the link here if you want to see that. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.